Pause for a moment and let the silence settle around you like a gentle shroud. Have you ever felt a void where joy or sadness should bloom? A fog so thick you can't name its source? That's the shadow of alexithymia, a condition few recognize by name but many carry silently through their days, where emotions hide, unacknowledged, even by the depths of your own soul. Picture a mirror hanging in a dim, ancient hall, its surface clouded with dust and time, reflecting only a vague outline of your face. This isn't just a fleeting mood that passes with the wind. It's a quiet thief, creeping into your life, stealing your inner voice and leaving an echo where words should be. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." What if that fog holds a truth you're ready to uncover? A secret waiting to be whispered back to life? Take a breath and consider, could this be the start of seeing what's been hidden all along? Alexithymia, let's say it together now, alexithymia, is a term that means no words for feelings. It stands apart from depression or anxiety, emerging instead as a profound disconnect, a towering wall erected between your heart's quiet chambers and the restless corridors of your mind. Research tells us that 10% of people live with this silent struggle, yet society often dismisses it as mere stoicism or an unemotional nature. Imagine a painter standing before an easel, their palette empty despite a tempest raging within their spirit, their brush unable to capture the storm. You might find yourself numb to the world's joys, unable to summon tears or laughter, or watching others forge connections while you linger on the edges, a solitary figure in a crowded room. That wall isn't a flaw or a failure. It's a signal, a gentle but persistent call to look deeper into the shadows of your being. Where did this wall first rise in your life, and what built its foundation? This fog doesn't rise by chance or caprice. It can stem from trauma, like a childhood silenced by the chaos of a broken home, where emotions were locked away to survive the storm. Or perhaps it's the legacy of a culture that prizes logic over tears, where the stiff upper lip became a badge of honor, teaching you to bury what stirs within. Neuroscientists point to the amygdala, that deep emotional hub nestled in your brain, sometimes misfiring or growing dim, leaving you adrift in a sea of uncharted feelings. Picture a ship battling a relentless storm, its compass shattered and useless, surrounded by towering waves of unvoiced pain that crash against its hull. That's the relentless pressure of a world that demands expression, yet offers no map for a soul unable to grasp its own language. What storm shaped your silence, and what currents still pull you under? Living with alexithymia is like wandering through a forest at dusk, where the trees sway gently, their leaves whispering emotions you can't decipher or hold. You might sense a heaviness pressing on your chest, but label it as mere fatigue, or feel a flutter in your heart and call it hunger instead of longing. It's a quiet exhaustion, yes, but it's also a deep isolation, watching love or anger drift by like shadows you can't reach out to touch or claim. A poet once penned lines about a heart mute as stone, cold as the earth beneath, and that's the weight that settles here, a burden carried in silence. Yet, within that stillness, there's a flicker, a fragile chance to listen closely to the whispers of your soul. What shadow have you felt but couldn't name, and what might it reveal if you dared to pause? You're not the only one lost in this enveloping fog. Across the quiet corners of bustling offices and the crowded rooms of everyday life, millions share this struggle, their golden threads of experience remaining unseen, woven into the fabric of humanity. Imagine a village shrouded in twilight, its figures gathered around a dim lantern that casts a soft glow, each person holding a story of muted feelings etched into their hearts. A therapist I once knew sat with a client, both bewildered by the tears that fell unbidden. She hadn't cried in years, a dam finally breaking under the weight of unspoken emotion. That lantern lit a path for her, a beacon in the darkness, and it can illuminate your way too. Whose story might echo yours, and what connection waits in the shadows? Embracing alexithymia begins with acceptance, not with a sense of defeat or surrender. Picture a gardener kneeling in a barren plot, their weathered hands coaxing life from the dry, cracked soil with patient care. That soil is the landscape of your heart, a place waiting for words to take root and bloom into something beautiful. It's not about forcing tears to fall or laughter to rise, but about noticing the ache that lingers, the warmth that flickers, the void that calls. A friend once traced her numbness back to a childhood rule, a stern, "don't feel," imposed by circumstance. And she began her journey with one simple word: sad. From that single seed, her inner garden grew lush and vibrant. What word might unlock your soil, and what growth might it inspire? The first step is both simple and profoundly brave. Name what you feel, even if the act feels foreign. Sit with a journal in hand. Let your fingers move across the page, and allow the words to flow, even if they start with "I don't know." That phrase itself glows with potential. A tiny seed planted in the dark expanse of your mind. A patient I guided years ago began with "heavy," a single word that soon unfurled into a rainbow of colors, filling her once empty pages. The room where she wrote was lit by a single candle, its flame steady and unwavering against the night. Yours can burn with the same quiet strength. What's the first word your hand might dare to write, and what light might it bring? Rewriting your inner narrative begins with patience, a virtue that unfolds slowly over time. Imagine sitting at an old loom, weaving a tapestry where each golden thread represents a named emotion: anger, joy, fear, gradually replacing the fog that once clouded your vision. That loom creaks with every pull, but with persistence, intricate patterns emerge, strong and true to your spirit. A writer I met transformed her silence into poetry, crafting one line at a time with trembling hands, and a turquoise thread of hope wove its way through her verses. What pattern might your loom reveal, and what colors will define your story? Others can hold a mirror to the depths of your soul, reflecting what you struggle to see. Picture two figures seated by a hearth at night, one speaking softly of a buried grief long held in secret, the other listening with their faces illuminated by the warm firelight that dances between them. That shared warmth begins to break the ice of Alexithymia, melting the barriers you've built. A colleague once opened up to me about her numbness during a quiet moment, and her words unlocked a part of my own heart I hadn't known was closed. A red ember glowed steadily between us, a symbol of connection. Who might light your fire, and what warmth might they offer? Support is a path that cuts through the fog, a lifeline in the darkness. Envision a trail winding through a shadowed wood, its path lit by the faint, ethereal glow of fireflies that hover like tiny guides, leading toward a distant cabin where a warm light beckons. That cabin represents a therapist, a friend, a support group, someone ready to guide your words into the open air. The trees stand thick and tall. The journey feels slow and arduous, but the light grows brighter with each step. A survivor I once knew found her voice within a circle of strangers, their shared silence becoming a chorus of understanding. What light calls you forward, and who might walk beside you? Claiming your place in the world means owning the emotions that define you. Step by step, stand atop a hill at sunrise with a golden compass held firmly in hand, its glow steady and true against the dawn. The hill is lush with muted greens, a testament to your belonging taking root in the earth beneath you. A purple wildflower at your feet whispers of life renewed, a quiet promise of growth. A teacher I admired turned her struggle with Alexithymia into a gift of empathy, guiding others with the wisdom she gained. Your compass points to a place that is yours alone. What place will you claim, and how will you mark it as your own? Moving forward requires planting a seed of awareness that will grow with time. Cross a meadow at dawn with your hands gently sowing a glowing kernel into the rich earth, a symbol of hope taking root. The grass shimmers with dew that catches the light, and the sky above softens into a warm gold, a canvas of possibility. A blue butterfly flutters nearby, its wings a sign of growth and transformation unfolding. An artist I once knew began painting her feelings after years of silence, her canvas coming alive with colors she never thought to wield? What seed will you nurture? And what beauty might it yield? Now, stand by a tranquil lake at sunrise, your hands releasing a golden lantern into the sky, with its light casting delicate pinks and golds across the horizon, a radiant symbol of your emerging truth. The water below mirrors your journey, its surface rippling with every step you've taken, while the shore is lined with wildflowers that sway in the breeze. A green reed stands tall, swaying gently, a quiet promise of what's to come. A musician I met discovered her melody only after naming the fog that clouded her spirit, and now her notes lift the hearts of others with every chord. What truth will your lantern reveal, and how will it light the way for you? Take a deep breath and let this moment sink into your bones, for you've walked through a fog that few dare to name or understand. Picture a weathered bridge at dawn, its stones moss-covered and glistening with dew, the river below serving as a mirror reflecting the depths of your soul. That journey isn't yours to carry alone. It weaves into the greater tapestry of humanity's story, a thread of resilience and discovery. A poet I once knew silenced her emotions for years, locking them away in the chambers of her heart until she sang them free at sunrise with a voice that trembled with newfound life. Her song isn't finished, nor is yours. What harmony awaits you on the other side of this bridge? You now stand at the threshold of your own dawn, the fog lifting like mist kissed by the morning sun, revealing the landscape of your spirit. You've dared to feel the stirrings within, to claim your voice with courage, and now it's time to share that light with the world. Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response there is a space. In that space is our power to choose, to grow, to heal." Leave a comment below and share your story. Reach out to a friend. Let your light become a beacon to guide someone else through their night. That musician I mentioned now teaches others to listen to their own silence, transforming it into music, and your voice can do the same. This isn't an end, but a beginning filled with promise. What will you create with the power you found?